Good afternoon. So today I am going to go through the tappet adjustment on a, let's say, standard 4-cylinder engine, which is my MGB engine. So it's 4-cylinder, 8 valves, nothing too fancy, bit old school. So I'm going to go through the rule of 9 procedure for doing this. So it's not going to be a 2-minute video. It could be like 5 or 6, depending on how well it goes. So I'm now rebuilding the spare engine on the test stand, ready to give that a go. It's already been in the car and done 1,000 Ks. I've just taken the decom plate out and taken the pulley, the crankshaft pulley off, the supercharged crankshaft pulley, because that was a V-belt drive, multi-V drive. So here's the engine now. I've just started putting the Weber on, and the Weber, I've got another manifold because the other manifold's on this MG here. So I've dizzies in 1 3 4 2 sort of thing. So I'll just go through this. And so what I've done initially, right, is, so for demonstration purposes, I've labelled it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And what you do, or what I do, right, is you split the bank into 2 banks of 4. So as you can see now, number 8's down and number 6 is down. So I adjust number 3. So 6 and 3 equals 9, and 8 and 1 equals 9. So I will adjust number 1 and number 3. And I'll put you in a place where hopefully you can see me do that. Alright, so the tools for doing the job for this particular engine are a 12 throw feeler blade, a screwdriver, and a 1/2 inch AF spanner. So I don't use the ratchet spanner for this because it's a pain in the backside, because you have to do little minute adjustments as and when you've adjusted the tappet. Alright, so 8's down, so I adjust 1. So that one is okay. And it's not a force it in type fit. This is like an experience thing, right? So it's a nice drag fit, so it doesn't catch. You don't need to force it into the gap between the tappet and the spring and the valve. So that's 1. So number 6 is down, so you do number 3, which 6 and 3 equals 9, and that's the same. So that's a nice little drag fit. All right, so now start turning the engine in a direction of rotation, and you leave the plugs in so that you create a bit of compression, apparently. Like I've always done it with the plugs in, so it presses the valves with the compression into the seat. How much value you get out of that, I'm not sure. But anyway, so then you watch the valves. So the next 2 going down are these 2. So this one here and this one here. So this one was the first one to start going down. This was the second one. So you watch the first one, and as soon as that stops, you stop turning the crankshaft. Alright, so with this one now, it is number 7, so you do number 2, which is as loose as a goose, and then you do number 4. Number 4's down, so you adjust number 5, which is this one, which is fairly tight. Alright, so that's too tight because you can't get it in like relatively easily, so you just back the screw off a tad until it's a nice drag fit. Then you turn against the direction of rotation of the spanner. Put the spanner on first, like I didn't, and then tighten it up. Alright, and leave them on there. Check it, still French fit, too loose. So you just back it off a tad, tighten it up a tad, and then tighten it down again. Now that's a nice drag. It's not tight, it's not loose, it's just somewhere in the middle. So that's number 5 done. This is number 2, clearly loose as a goose. then sort of tighten that down. Get it so it's a nice feel. And with experience, you know how much, because you turn against the direction you're tightening the nut on the tappet, so that it doesn't screw down and make it tighter. That's a bit too loose. So just tighten it up a tad, turn against the screwdriver, still a bit on the loose side, too tight. Nice little drag fit. So that's that one done. So that's that. So number 2 has been done, and number 5 has been done. So that's those 2 done. So that's 4 done now out of the 8. So again, turn direction of rotation. Keep the socket on the crankshaft pulley nut. So this one went down first. Number 1 went down first. Number 3 is going down. So watch for number 1 to start moving. Alright, so that's it now. So number 1 and number 3. So number 1 becomes number 8, which is again loose. Alright, so check that. Get it roughly right. Hold your feeler blade in position. And then just sort of nip this up. So a little bit so it gets nip, and just drag a little bit on that, a bit tight, off fraction, tighten the nut up. There you go, nice little drag fit. That's that done, that's number 8 done. And the other one to go down was number 3, so that means number 6 is to be adjusted. So 6 and 3 equals 9. Then you drop the feelers on the floor so they're easy to get again. There you go. So number 6 just needs a little bit more. Too loose, French fit. That's nice if I can keep it there. So when you tighten it down, it always tends to lift the screw and take the slack out of the thread in the bolt, in the tappet. So, yep, that's fine. So that's that one done. So that's number 6 done, and then number 8 is done. Yep, so that's those 2. So that's 6 done. So now you just look for the last 2 now. You feel the compression. So it's these 2, number 5 and number 2 going down. Number 5 went first. So now we just hold it on number 5. So 5 equals 4, so that's loose. Tighten that down so it just gets a little nip on the feeler blade. Tighten the nut so it doesn't take forever to tighten it up. Put that on there. And if you push down on the screwdriver, because you're trying to take, because there's some oil in the cam follower, so you're just trying to get as best you can. Bit loose. That's better. Tighten that up. Beautiful. So that's number 4 done. And then number 2, so number 7 is the other one, so that's 7 and 2 equals 9. So there we go. We'll tighten that down a little bit there. Just back the screw off enough to get this feeler blade in. Okay. That's a little bit more. Beautiful. So that's nice. That's just right. Beautiful. So that's number 7 because number 2's down. Number 5, so you're just number 4. So everything equals 9. That's a bit tight, that one. So you can always obviously readjust them. On some engines, the the exhaust is a bigger gap to allow for the valve stem to expand when it gets hot. But on this particular engine, they are both the same. They are both the same setting. Alright, so that's that done. So now the two that I did first should now, so that's number 8 and number 6. So number 8 went down first, so that's just now starting to move on the way up. So number 1 is the one, beautiful. And number 6, so is number 3, beautiful. Alright, so that's the tappets done. That's how I do it with a rule of 9. Learned it when I was a whippersnipper many moons ago. So hopefully that's of some use to somebody. I'll now put the rocker cover back on and continue the rebuild of the spare engine, ready to give it a bit of a test run at some point. I think that's about it for this. So that's an 11-minute video. All right. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. And a gentleman made a very nice comment on the last video, and I really appreciate what he said. You know who you are, and I'd just like to say thank you very much. I've got my usual subscribers and followers, and yeah, I really appreciate the comments. And if you want to get more out of these videos, or you want to, I'm thinking about doing a bit of a question time, a suggestion by my wife, which might be a good idea. So a bit of a question time on MG in general, and I'll try and help with anything I can on the MG builds that you do. And Range Rover, not as comprehensive as I am with the MG, but if I can be of any assistance, I will. So let me know in the comments, and yeah, appreciate any subscriptions I get out of this. Thank you very much, and I'll say bye for now.